Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is the 4th anniversary of Barbados Today, a totally online newspaper. And I have to confess that when I first saw Barbados Today and I saw the vans with the emblem on the side 4 years ago, I wondered who these upstarts were. I was soon to find out who they were because they were in your face regularly and doing exactly what we say in the media business the consumer wants, which is to give you news when you want it, on what you want it, in what format you want it, and allowing you as the consumer to access news and also to have updates on a regular basis. Barbados Today also did something else. It went into, as we see Jeffrey over there behind the camera, it went into television. So suddenly you had the morphing of newspaper and the print, although there was no print, the publishing medium and the broadcast medium being fused. Something that we recognized for a number of years was going to happen, that we needed to stop talking about the press and about broadcasting as separate entities and begin to talk about media. So the business that we are in is not the newspaper business. The business that Barbados Today is in is actually the media business. And we will reach that consumer wherever they are, anywhere in the world, at any time, and whether it's on their telephone, their tablet, laptop, or whatever other medium they may choose. And so here we are, 4 years later, no longer an upstart, but now an upstanding member of the community. And your presence here this evening is clear testimony that this is in fact so. We have a few speeches. I realize the ladies are here in some 6 and 8 inch heels, so we won't keep you standing all evening, unless Minister Innes chooses to, but I won't. And, but before we start the proceedings, in any Christian society, and Barbados certainly is, it is the order of the day that before we commence, we seek God's blessings and His guidance. And so I'd like to invite Canon Peter Haynes to come and deliver the blessing for us here on this 4th anniversary cocktail event.
Good afternoon. I invite you to bow your heads as we ask for God's blessing on this assembly. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the blessings of the day. We thank you for bringing us together in friendship and fellowship as we seek to promote growth and development in this country and our nation. We thank you for all partners in the looking together for the progress of our nation and working together for the building up of a better nation. Most especially, we thank you for Barbados Today, its work over the last 4 years, for those who have been visionary in seeking to have it to grow and to develop in our midst. We pray for those who continue to be on board in making it part of the landscape of this country. And we ask you, Almighty God, to bless their work. Bless them as they bring the news to us, as they enlighten and as they guide us, as they help us to make decisions and direct our path. We thank you, Heavenly Father, for the gift of sharing and the ability to share and to love each other. And we ask you to continue to work with us, work with this part of the media as they continue to grow. Give them that grounding in faith and fellowship, and help them to work together to be able to present to us as a nation the news which comes to us in an unbiased fashion. And we ask you, Almighty God, to bless those who have had the vision to conceptualize and develop this newspaper and this media. For those on whom now the responsibility will fall to carry it forward as it grows, as it becomes stronger in our community, may we see and recognize their success, and pray that with your help and our encouragement, they may grow from strength to strength. We thank you, God, for their work in this country and community. May they not only touch us here, but they may touch the wider community as they seek to use modern means of communication, as they help us to grow and to live. We thank you, God, for their work, for their life, and their witness. Bless them in this ceremony today as they celebrate 4 years, as they go into the path of making their name in history's pages in this country. May they continue to grow from strength to strength and develop in this nation, helping us always to look to you as a source of inspiration, and for them as a sense of guidance in helping us to interpret and go forward as we press on in this nation. Grant to us fairness, sense of vision, a sense of loyalty in whatever we seek to undertake. Bless this gathering as we come to celebrate with Barbados today. Give us all that sense of your presence among us. As we witness today, we may recognize your continual glory among us as revealed through the print media and through the media around us. Bless us all this night and forevermore. Amen.
My job as the MC is a very simple one, and that is to keep things moving along. And so I'm going to introduce next the Chief Executive Officer and Editor-in-Chief of the Barbados Today. But in doing so, I don't have a prepared script about her because I don't need one. But she is easily one of the most, if not the most, rounded media person and practitioner that you could meet in Barbados today. I've known Kmart Jordan for many years as a young reporter at the then Caribbean News Agency with the CMC. She blossomed into television, and there are not too many people that can come across all of the disciplines of radio, print, and television, and online. And in Kmart Jordan, Barbados Today is very fortunate to have someone with the skills and the ability to do all of those things. So that when we talk media today, it doesn't matter to Kmart which medium you are going to be in, she understands them all, and she has expertise in all of them. And you have already seen in a very short time since she has been here, her hand in Barbados Today. We worked together very closely when I was chairman of Caribbean Media Corporation and as president of the CBU, which is a 50% owner in the Caribbean Media Corporation. And we had some tough times along the way because CMC enjoys a sort of incestuous relationship with the members of the CBU who sometimes feel that because you are a member that you have some special rights and privileges both over the content and over determining what the institution can do. And so sometimes you're dealing with people who are directors, but they're also your clients, and it's never an easy rope to walk across. We've had some tough times along the way with that institution. I well remember one evening having to go down to CMC after the economic decline had taken its bite on the operations and the viability. And in order to stave off certain other inevitabilities or eventualities, we had to make certain cuts. And I went down late one evening as chairman to assist KMR through that process and at least to hold her hand. I'm happy to say that we sit here today and we're looking at a brighter perspective. We're looking at opportunities that take us beyond the realm of boundaries, because media is no longer constrained by licensing regimes that are defined by geographic locations, but in fact, the world is really your oyster. And that is what puts Barbados Today in a very strategic position in that it can do radio, television, online. It can do anything in media and not be constrained by the traditional operating modalities of media in the Caribbean or the world. And so she is in a very pivotal position to take this organization forward. She's already creating a vision and living that vision. And I can tell from walking through Barbados today on the few occasions that they've invited me there. I don't mind coming more often, but I have to be invited. That she has the support and the backing of her team. So ladies and gentlemen, there is no doubt that she is the chief in every sense of the word, and that she is driving the vision to make Barbados today what it is and what it will become. Please welcome Kmar Jordan, CEO and Editor-in-Chief of Barbados Today.
Canon Peter Haynes, Chairman of the Board of Barbados Today, Mr. Peter Harris, fellow directors, Vic Fernandes, Alex MacDonald, our featured speaker this evening, the Honorable Donville Innes, Minister of Industry, International Business, Commerce and Small Business Development, other members of Cabinet, specially invited guests, members of staff who I call my fellow change agents, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed an honor for me to stand here before you today as we mark the 4th anniversary of Barbados Today. Yes, it's our birthday on Sunday. At a time when third parties are not appreciated in Barbados, Barbados Today has emerged as a very viable third alternative in the print arena. In fact, I dare say the best alternative there is right now in the print arena. And already, we are on the road to being considered the #1 media house in all of Barbados. That's our vision, and we are not stopping until you recognize that that is the case. I therefore wish to use this occasion to single out my chairman. He does not like to be singled out, Mr. Peter Harris. He dislikes the limelight, but to whom I'm very grateful for this opportunity. He's called me into a meeting a few months ago. In fact, it's only been 3-4 months I've been at Barbados Today. And he said he was entrusting one of his institutions to me. And I asked him, why me? Well, I think Vic had a hand in it. Now you hear what Vic said this afternoon. But I really am grateful for the opportunity to contribute to this business entity, its development, and to really what for me is a revolutionary and evolutionary process in media in Barbados. It's not about politicians. It is not even so much about businessmen. It is about taking Barbados media to the next level, bringing us to the levels of where CNN, BBC, all international entities operate. Long gone are the days when you wait 74 hours or 24 hours or even 18 hours to know what's happening around you. And I really want this evening to thank Mr. Peter Harris for the tremendous vote of confidence in giving me a company to run. I assure you today, Peter, that I will not let you down. And in the same vein, I wish to assure our valued advertisers and clients that we will not let you down. Peter has put his money where his mouth is. But many of you today are still standing on the sidelines. You've become accustomed to operating in a particular way, dealing with traditional media, and you're saying, I'm not quite sure about this online thing. But even as you do so, you're getting the very modest results. I'm here today to tell you, don't get left behind. Online is where it's at right now, so make the switch. I've made the switch. I used to be in Fontebelle. I'm online now. Join me at this time in a round of applause to Barbados Today for taking the risk, launching a completely new product and making it to year 4. In the midst of very challenging economic times, your online newspaper of choice now offers you bold and exciting new opportunities for getting your product message to market in the most cost-effective and timely way, not forgetting the added advantage of having the widest possible reach.
I'm Vic Fernandes, Director of Barbados Today.
I'm Kamar Jordan, Managing Director and Editor-in-Chief of Barbados Today.
I'm David Williams, Account Executive, Barbados Today.
I'm Celeste Nurse, Assistant Accountant at Barbados Today.
Hello, I'm Marlon Madden, Business Reporter, Barbados Today.
I'm Sandra Moore, Sales Executive at Barbados Today.
I'm Sabrina Greenidge, Advertising Account Executive with Barbados Today.
Hi, I'm Beard Gibbons, Sports Coordinator, Barbados Today. Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to Barbados Today.
By now, many of you will be familiar with our environmentally friendly, dynamic, and effective e-paper, which since its inception on January 26, 2010, has recorded more than 200 million page views and over 3 million unique visitors in total. That's on average 260,000 per month, or more than 1 million a year. Our social media traffic has also been growing by leaps and bounds. In the last 3 months alone, combined visits to our main website at www.barbadostoday.bb and our Facebook and Twitter pages have been in excess of 1 million. And if you factor in the e-paper, that amounts to over 2 million opportunities last year alone for the discerning advertiser to get the message out. This is the 7 a.m. Barbados Today update for Monday, November 4th, 2013. I'm Kamar Jordan.
This is the noon Barbados Today update for Friday, December 13th, 2013. I'm Dawn Paris.
This is the 6 p.m. Barbados Today update for Wednesday, December the 11th, 2013. I'm Emmanuel Joseph.
In November, we also kicked off our daily video news updates at 7 a.m., noon, and 6 p.m., keeping you up to date with the very latest news, sports, regional, and international headlines of the day, including breaking news as it unfolds.
We had 5 doctors from the QEH, as I said before, led by Dr. David Bayer. We had 15 serious patients transported to the QEH by ambulances.
Elliott flights in most Caribbean territories may be affected by industrial action, but here at the Grantley Adams International Airport, things are proceeding as normal.
These have been an instant hit with both our domestic and global audiences. Not to mention key advertisers, some of whom immediately jumped at the opportunity to have their brands associated with our up-to-the-minute news you can trust in broadcast format.
It was 4 years ago that we actually did our first commercial with Barbados Today. Being the first customer, we are very happy with the support that we've gotten from Barbados Today in relation to our advertising, the coverage of our news, the coverage of all the activities we do. And now we are celebrating our 10th anniversary. We want to encourage the Barbados Today to continue giving the good coverage, the good advertising, the unique advertising. And as we build social media and digital media, I hope that they'll continue from strength to strength and give us the support necessary through the many years to come. Good luck and congratulations to Barbados Today. Happy 4th anniversary.
But the greatest response by far has been from ordinary Barbadians, both at home and abroad, who tune in daily to keep abreast of what's happening. They're delighted over the simple fact that they no longer have to wait until 7 p.m. to get the full picture of all that has occurred from the break of dawn.
This is your Barbados Today Business Minute for Thursday, January 16th, 2014. I'm Vic Fernandes.
We've also added the Business Minute, a fast-paced, informative digest produced twice weekly on Tuesdays and Thursdays with the on-the-go decision maker in mind.
Congratulations to Barbados Today. From your inception, you have been innovative, actually a very innovative company. You've taken social media by storm. You've come up with some really great ideas. Recently, you introduced one of your novel ideas, the Business Minute, and Signia is one of the proud sponsors of that activity. Signia continues to enjoy its partnership and relationship with Barbados Today. So we are proud to have this opportunity to say some words of well wishes to you. Congratulations again. We think that the future is bright for you, and we look forward to continue doing business with you. Good luck and enjoy your anniversary.
Then there's BT Entertainment Weekly, your fun-filled, kick-back and welcome the weekend Friday package featuring some of the hottest and biggest names in the industry. This one has been tailor-made with our youthful audience in mind.
I'm Gina. And I'm Camila. Let's get straight to it. As you see me rocking to and fro and swaying from side to side, don't adjust your set. It's me, Ryan Jones, BT Entertainment Weekly, on board the Jolly Roger for Triple Wednesdays. This is the latest event to hit the seas, hosted by one of the more popular radio DJs in Barbados, DJ Ras. We had a chance to be on board with DJ Ras, and we had a few questions to ask him.
This is just a sample of what we have available 24/7 online and at point-of-sale terminals near you via Screenplay.
Since we engaged in this project with Barbados Today, our advertising has actually gone up. Our advertisers more advertisers have come on because they're realizing that the customers in the establishments are paying attention to the screens more and using it as a source for live information. And in fact, there was a day that we had technical troubles, and I got a phone call from one of the gas stations saying that the customers in the line were asking why was the Barbados Today news not showing. So far this arrangement and this partnership has proved to be successful for both parties.
Very soon we'll be coming to a big screen near you in partnership with Saul. Whether you're at home or on the go, on BlackBerry, Android, iPad, or your personal computer, and without delay in Barbados, the UK, Canada, China, or Timbuktu. From Kensington Oval in Bridgetown, Barbados to Kensington Oval in Surrey, the world, it would seem, is locked on to Barbados Today.
Hi, my name's Anna Luckhurst and I log on to Barbados Today for all of my Caribbean news.
Because it's like the first thing I'll do is like, if I hear about something happen, I'll go to Barbados Today and go into the search to see if there's an article about it. Pop in a name or whatever, like the car accident that was down by, it was in St. Philip's over the weekend. As I passed back home from Six Cross Road, I think 2 people were killed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I saw it early one morning, so early Monday morning I saw the car. So the thing I did, I got in and I put in those Six Cross Roads car accident, see if anything pops up.
Hi, this is John Gary Edwards from freezing cold New York. And every morning I get up, the first thing I do is to log on to Barbados Today, the #1 source for Barbadian information. Love you, Barbados.
I'm Ainsley in London, and when I want to know exactly what's happening with family and friends in Barbados, I tune in to Barbados Today.
So stay tuned, and if you haven't already, make the switch to Barbados Today, your multimedia gateway to a brighter and better future today.
Hi, I'm Curtly Ambrose, and I want to wish Barbados Today happy 4th anniversary, and for the latest news and sports, make the switch to Barbados Today. I did. So should you.
We agree with the statement made by Rahm Emanuel that you never let a good recession go to waste. So you will be hearing from us and seeing us a lot more. In addition to what was said in the earlier presentation, I'm pleased to announce that we've entered into a partnership, an advertising arrangement through our parent company to advertise in the bus terminals to expose Barbados Today to over 1 million passengers a month over the course of the next 12 months. So there's lots happening, and I think that deserves a round of applause. We will also be rolling out more new and exciting programming as we aim to develop a full virtual platform of news and information 24/7. At the moment, we're also putting the final touches to our advertising campaign, which has been developed in association with Virgo in a bid to keep us front of mind with the public. That too will be coming to you shortly. And I wish to end by saying to our valued members of the public, Barbados Today remains committed to delivering to its mandate of having accurate and dependable news all the time. And to you, the advertisers, need I say more? It's been said by Curtly, I've said it before, make the switch today. Thank you.
You know, one of the things that stood out for me as I watched that presentation was a point that KMR made about having to wait 74 hours or wait until 7 o'clock. Well, that wouldn't have applied to me, wait until 7 o'clock for the news. I don't know what news that would have been. But having read my first television newscast at 17, I came out of an era where you had to wait sometimes 3 days for the newsreel film, and it was film, to arrive by plane and then for it to be shown. And of course, you had to hope they didn't slip off the sprocket in the meantime. And so when I reflect on where we have come from and where we are, how we've moved from analog to digital, and how seamless that has been, it has been nothing short of amazing. But I share with you anecdotally a little story from back in the 1970s when we were still depending on that film in the early 70s. And a newscaster who had helped to train me in my teenage years, Jeffrey Newton, was reading the evening news on CBC. And there was a film of a meeting between, I think it must have been the late 60s then, between President Lyndon Johnson and the Mexican president, I think his name was Portillo. Manny, don't hold me or Patrick Hoyas over that one. And he introduced the film, and he said, earlier this week, U.S. President Lyndon B. Johnson and his Mexican counterpart, President Portillo, met in the Gulf of Mexico aboard USS aircraft carrier X or Y. They discussed the question of migration to the United States from Mexico. On the question of illegal migration, President Johnson said, and Jeff looked up at the camera, from the camera, and nothing came up. And you could hear in the background, if you listen carefully, Jackie, roll the film, roll the film. And the director saying, what happened with the film, roll it, roll it, roll it. And I'm at home realizing, because when you work in the medium and you know what's happening behind the scenes, I can visually see it playing out. So after what seemed like eternity, and nobody had remembered to at least put up a caption or something else and take Jeff off the set, Jeff is sitting there staring at the camera. And of course, we, the audience, is staring back at him. So he says, obviously trying to help them out, ladies and gentlemen, I'll read that again. And he read it again. On the question of illegal migration into the United States, President Johnson said, and again there's this scrambling and think, man, what happened? You know, presentation, roll film, roll film. And the floor manager must have said to him, do it again. And so he said, this time now, the third time, and Jeff was a very matter-of-fact kind of guy. He read it very slowly and deliberately. He said, earlier this week, United States President Lyndon B. Johnson, being very slow and deliberate, met with his Mexican counterpart, President Portillo, in the Gulf of Mexico. They discussed a wide range of issues, ad-libbing a little bit he did, including illegal migration to the U.S. On the question of illegal migration to the U.S., President Johnson said, and nothing came up. And Jeff had had enough of that. So Jeff took up the script, and he says, well, apparently President Johnson didn't say anything after all. I thought that was one of the best escapes that I had witnessed on live television, because you're live, you have nowhere to go, and you are there on the set, and you have to do it. So we really have come a very long way from that era to today, where it happens now, and even before we can see it, social media has it, and sometimes irresponsibly, they're showing all kinds of things. So we're really on the cusp of great things, and Barbados today will be in the forefront of that greatness, which allows me to segue nicely into our featured speaker. The Honorable Donville Innes was appointed Minister of Industry, International Business, Commerce, and Small Business Development in March of 2013. Seems like a longer time than that, Minister. Prior to this appointment, he served as Minister of Health from 2008 until February of 2013, and Minister of State in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Business from January to November of 2008. He's been a Member of Parliament since 2008, representing the constituency of St. James South, and prior to entering elective politics, spent 20 years in both the public and private sector. He has served as a business development officer with the Barbados Investment and Development Corporation, worked in areas of international industrial development, international business, export promotion, has served as far away as Korea and the USA. Minister Innes has also served as a CEO, managing director, and chairman of several international companies based in Barbados, and for 9 years operated his own management company catering to the international business sector. He has managed companies with operations in Latin America, Europe, Africa, and Asia. He has his master's degree and MBA in general management and a Bachelor of Science degree in public administration from the UWI Cave Hill campus. Mr. Innes is married to Gail and they have 2 sons. That is the official introduction. But of course, I couldn't just introduce Minister Innes like that, because he is really one of the most accessible public figures and ministers. He moves very easily among people, is always approachable, and you can chat with him about anything. And I noticed a couple of days ago, I was sitting riveted in my car, intending to go into the key shop on White Park Road, until somebody knocked on the window and asked me if something was wrong, because I had spent close to, I think, 30 or 35 minutes listening to an ebb and flow between him and David Ellis on Down to Brass Tacks. And we know, you know, and I know that public officials are not always eager, unless you're Dennis Kellman, to take on moderators on talk shows. But Minister Innes was totally at ease, and I think that all of us who know Minister Innes would say that he is approachable. You may not necessarily get the comment that Manny may not get the comment that he wants, but you certainly will get a comment from him. And so he understands public relations, he speaks in a very forthright manner, and therefore communicates very solidly with all of us in the public domain. Ladies and gentlemen, he is also a former Rotarian, and both Alex McDonald and I, being Rotarians, recognize therefore that Rotary brings out only the best. Please welcome the Honorable Donville Innes.
Sorry for bringing tales out of school, Vic. Thank you very much for your introduction. I will try my best not to be as long as the introduction of myself has been. Chairman and Directors of Barbados Today, Ms. Kemar Jordan, CEO, Manager, Director, Staff, and of course, existing and potential customers of Barbados Today, representatives of the other media houses, who I believe are here as well. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening to all of you. It's a pleasure to join with you here at this wonderful location to celebrate Barbados Today's 4th anniversary. Under the theme, Barbados Today, your multimedia gateway to a bigger and brighter future. And I want to commend Kemar and her team for what they've done and what they've showcased there this evening in terms of moving this company forward. And I note you're using this occasion as an opportunity not only to highlight the achievements of the company to date, but certainly in a very forceful manner to demonstrate new and innovative programs that you'll be introducing to our market. And what you're doing here today suggests that this company is well aware of the role it must play in educating our society, and also confirms that you're taking that role seriously and fulfilling your responsibility of ensuring that there is indeed an improvement in the quality of life of Barbadians and others by ensuring they have access to relevant and timely information. Now, I'm told that over 4 years ago, Barbados Today, in the midst of a very challenging economic climate, was established as an online paper with the primary goal of offering readers bold and very exciting new opportunities for getting their product messages to the respective markets in the most cost-effective and timely manner, not forgetting the added advantage of having the widest possible reach. And the e-paper, of course, was introduced as part of the social media network for addressing issues related to the development of the Barbadian society. And in this regard, Barbados Today has been able to keep the Barbadian public, both at home and in the diaspora, up to date with the very latest news, sports, regional, and international headlines of the day, including breaking news as it unfolds. I must confess that almost every morning when I wake up and get my cell phone, there's usually a message from a friend or two in the US of A asking a question about something they read in Barbados Today overnight. So I know very well, Kemar and Peter, that your message is certainly going far and wide. Now I submit that each and every one of us, whether individually or in a collective organization pursuit, and who may be entrusted with the authority of leadership and in a position to take decisions in the interests of our country, must seek to engender a greater sense of awareness among the general public and the business community to the numerous benefits that can be derived, from the judicious use of the media as a facilitator of information and communication. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is very critical to promoting efficiency, driving competitiveness, stimulating knowledge, and sustaining our economic, social, political, and cultural development. Of course, at the root of all of this is the desire for our citizens to have information that would assist them in their work. Now, our media, of course, must function as a mirror of the modern society which shapes our lives. The media has been claimed to be governed by righteousness and equity. But alas, some may argue that greed, self-aggrandizement, and partisanship seem to have poisoned some of the virtues. Ladies and gentlemen, the supersonic pace of technological change and globalization present unique challenges for developing countries. But I believe that in all of these challenges, they also present many opportunities. And I feel very strongly that as a nation, we can realize in a shorter time frame than has been envisaged by most persons, our vision of being a fully developed and prosperous society that is globally competitive. But it means we have to work together. It means we have to not have our little silos thinking about ourselves and our own comfort zones. We must stop putting down each other and seek to enhance those systems that have made Barbados the envy of many around the world. And therefore, I expect that Barbados today will continue to help us in that quest. Now, it is, of course, of paramount importance that effective use is made of any current and emerging systems or technologies that can support and maintain social cohesion and confluence, economic stability, and good governance. And I believe the media is certainly making good use of this here today. We must, of course, be careful and heed the words of poet, author, and musician James Morrison, who once said, and I quote, "Whoever controls the media controls the mind," end of quote. And there is, without doubt, a need to exploit the value of the media, but we must be careful not to dismantle or bring pressure to bear on the firm foundation and the legacy of efficient journalism that has contributed to the stability of this island, Barbados. We can ill afford an adversarial and provocative atmosphere to prevail at this time when the country needs all of the organs at its disposal to turn this economy and society around. And let's face some facts. The government and the media need each other, and a useful synergy can be maintained for trust. To do otherwise will breed a form of content that offers no particular advantage, but rather would certainly advance disharmony and widespread discord in our society. So I'm very disappointed for anyone who may have thought that I'd be here today throwing some licks in the media. That is not my role at all. I think they have a job to do. They give me my licks, and when the time presents itself, we quietly do otherwise. But we certainly accept and respecting each other's right to put forward your views. Now, Barbados today continues to play a pivotal role in this society, and it's imperative that the state provides the best possible enabling environment for you to grow and develop. You've reached 4 years, and we look forward to celebrating at least your 40th anniversary in due time. But there are a few specific actions that are required as you seek to forge ahead with not only your enterprise, but also some ICT-based entities in Barbados. I just wish to mention 4 of them quickly. 1, we are very committed to reducing the costs of bandwidth to businesses and households in this island. And over the last week, I've met with the heads of 2 of the major telecommunication providers on matters related to faster speed, more reliable service, and a wider range of services in this sector. And I assume they will soon announce some plans that they have to address these issues. But suffice to say, we all have to accept that Barbados Today product relies heavily on access to faster speed internet in this country. Another area of great importance to us from the government perspective, and my ministry in particular, is that the regulating of the telecom sector is critical as we develop a more level playing field, hold service providers to account, and address interrelationship issues that affect pricing. And to that end, I wish to announce this evening that work is very much on the way to have the Fair Trading Commission take responsibility for regulating the services provided by all licensed telecom providers in Barbados. Currently, we do not do that. We are also committed to a rapid expansion of ICT-based companies in Barbados. And to my mind, this is a low-hanging fruit that we've been talking about for a very long time, but not enough have been done about it. I'm afraid that this fruit will soon drop off the tree and be of no use to anyone here. The world would have passed us by. And to this end, for example, the Barbados Investment and Development Corporation is aggressively pursuing business in the animation industry, which is part of the multi-billion multimedia entertainment industry. And to date, 24 persons have been assisted with training in animation, particularly the 3D part of it. And discussions with overseas companies to have such done in Barbados is indeed at an advanced stage, and we are committed to training at least 70 animators in Barbados in short order, with a goal of earning at least $10 million in foreign exchange by year 2 of this project. And my final note from the government's perspective on related matters to Barbados Today is the fact that in terms of actions from the government's end, is that in order for fairness and equity to prevail in our system, government agencies and corporations must recognize that this island no longer have 2 daily newspapers. And hence the hundreds of thousands of taxpayers' dollars being spent each year in placing necessary ads must be shared between all media, including online newspapers. Now, regularly promoting the positive features in all aspects of Barbadian life will redound to our benefit, particularly in situations where we have witnessed the decline of those sectors that have carried the economy over the years. And I'm satisfied that Barbados Today, as the growing media house in this country, will have a pivotal role to play in helping us on the government end get the message across about what needs to transform this society and put it on a more sustainable growth path. And Barbados Today must be commended for its continuing determination to do things differently and capitalizing on the available and emerging technologies to develop new products and services for business development support agencies. Businesses must of necessity invest in new and state-of-the-art technology if you are to survive in this largely competitive world. Perhaps by your contribution here today, you may be leading the way for another phase in the ICT revolution currently on the way here. In conclusion, it may be that Barbados is doing reasonably well in terms of seeking to bridge the digital divide and improve the quality of living for its citizens, but there's still much more to be done. And I wish, therefore, once again to commend the efforts of Barbados Today in fusing the technology and the antiquated media in ensuring that Barbadians, both at home and abroad, get access to the latest information and certain to be done so in the best possible technology. And I therefore continue to wish all of you in Barbados Today total success. On behalf of the government, I join in celebrating your 4th anniversary and look forward to you growing from strength to strength here in Barbados. Thank you.
And I'm going to ask fellow director and my very close friend, Alex McDonald. He will come and do the presentation. Alex and I go back many years together. We lived on the same street in Fort George, across from each other. And there were times when I wasn't sure which house was his and which was mine, because we were always interchanging houses and spending long hours in each other's houses. And depending on who got home first in the afternoon, the line would be by your lawn or by my lawn. And this went on for all the years that we lived happily in Fort George. Unfortunately, now he's moved up to High Walls in Strathclyde, so I have to call ahead and say when I'm coming and ask that the dogs be put up and that sort of stuff and so on, and press the intercom when I get there to come in. But we have not only been friends, but we've worked together. We worked together at Starcom Network before he abandoned me and went off to greener pastures. We are both fellow Rotarians. I had the honor of inviting Alex, putting forward his name for membership. And perhaps if they knew as much about him as I did, they might not have accepted him, but they did. And he is, in fact, the president-elect for the Rotary Club of Barbados. He is a director of Barbados today, and so it is in that context that I will bring him to the podium. I just want to add that he has, in the last, just over a year ago, become a dad. He certainly took his time getting there, but when he did it, typical Alex, he does it with style and panache. So he would have 2 girls at one time and produce twins, right? So, over what? I'm not even going to say that. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Alex McDonald.
Vic, you thanked the minister for his wonderful speech and therefore left me with very little to do. So I want to thank you, Vic, for being the MC tonight. Now, typically my role is to say thanks, but it is also the last voice you will hear. And on that basis, because I know Vic won't be back, I think I could let go some of the information I have on him because he felt very free to do so this evening. But I won't. I'll stick to my role, which is to say thank you. And so therefore, thank you. Thank you all for coming out. Captains of industry, the media, those of you who are placing ads with us. 2 million views a month is a lot of folk going through. The unique view is the most important one. That's how many different people are looking at what we're actually doing. We want to thank you because most of you are here too. Most of you wake up, the first thing, you check your iPad or your phone to see what's going on. And so we thank you. Minister Innes, I was looking forward to you making a media statement tonight because you do have a way of capturing the headlines. And although we will report what you said, it certainly won't be in this size font in red and an exclamation mark after, which is what we're usually accustomed to seeing you say. But we certainly thank you for your very wise and insightful words. Your 4 points are to be considered. Chairman Peter Harris, without you, the vision for this business would not have been around. So we thank you for being here and for thinking through what we're actually doing this afternoon. Fellow directors, I'm one. Thank you for being so wise and good looking. That is a real tough job. And as you know, what we do is we actually take the blended weight of all of the directors and then say it's a good looking board. Now we've seen Vic, so we know he's not very good looking at all. So I have had to carry a lot of that load, of the good looking load. So thank you, Vic, for dumbing it down a bit. Members of cabinet who are here, the opposition leader, the opposition pastor, the Reverend Canon Peter Haynes, thank you for your prayer. I thought definitely when you were going to finish, the church would just say amen, because we were well prayed for. Thank you so much for that. Mervyn Lynch, all of the video, audio that you had, that's Mervyn and his team. Thank you. Renaissance Designs, beautiful work. If you would even notice the little buckets there, they have a little ceramic fish. So it's that kind of wonderful way of doing things. Relish Epicurean for the catering. The spicy olives, fantastic. Have it if you can. If you don't have any, it's because I've eaten all. Premier Executive Bar Service, wonderful. Drink them out. And if you drink them out and we can't pay for it, we'll just take a little collection at the door. But please go ahead. GM Stage Lighting for the lighting, and if you can see me well, they've done their job. Wonderful. David Ziggy Walcott, RB Sound and Sound Equipment. Together we had a wonderful time listening to you before. Lime Grove. Now, certainly, there must be very few places in this island where you have this kind of atmosphere. What with the buses passing, you can't hear. But it's a beautiful scene anyway. We've had that lovely West Coast look. Premier Event Services for a wonderful job again. And the staff of Barbados Today and PVH Consultants who helped to make the wheels go. That was what I was supposed to say, and that was the script. But I do think I need to add 3 persons in the broadest corporate sense. We want to thank the government for keeping a constant source of news for us. Every day we have a worthwhile headline. The opposition, ditto. Together they have allowed us to print, and I use the word print in the broadest sense, pages. They've actually caused us to do much better than anyone else because you really can't have enough ink to print what is going on. So we thank you. We also want to thank our competition, such as it is, for keeping us on our toes and for being there. Because if you don't have it, we won't be as fantastic as we are. So we want to thank you for trying, and we want to also tell you wonderful. So on that note, that happy note, I want to finish by thanking you all for coming and for enjoying us for the last 4 years, and we have a great package for the next 40. Hope to see you all there. Vic, well, we know where you'll be. I'll be there. So thank you so very much. Bye-bye.